Ashville, co-founder and president of products. Today, I am excited to share with you the progress we have made here at Snowflake, building a new type of cloud named the Data Cloud. The idea for the Data Cloud started almost 9 years ago. At that time, Thierry and I were witnessing the failure of both data warehousing and big data solutions, and we knew something completely different was needed. Our dream was to build a solution where you could store all your data, regardless of its structure or volume, and then run any number of workloads against that data with no complexity or concurrency limits. We wanted our dream solution to be self-service and extremely easy to use. For example, adding new workloads should not require any capacity planning because our system would scale instantly and on demand. Also, ongoing management of these workloads should be left to the system itself, with minimal user intervention. Finally, our dream solution should push the state-of-the-art of analytical system with top-notch transaction support and very fast response time. Our ambition was to enable effortless consolidation of both data warehouse and big data workloads while dramatically speeding up both workload types, even at petabyte scale. And all of this with a significant reduction of cost and complexity using a pay-as-you-go model. Not only has the Snowflake Data Cloud delivered on our initial vision, but it now goes far beyond it. The Data Cloud has rapidly evolved into a global cross-cloud network where hundreds of companies use it to execute their most demanding workloads while at the same time sharing and collaborating across their data. All of this is made possible because of 3 unique differentiators that makes our Data Cloud a truly innovative solution. The first differentiator is our platform. It is delivered as a fully managed service with almost no knobs to tune. Snowflake is one single platform that covers many cloud regions from different cloud providers, today spanning 23 regions around the globe. The building block of our platform is a Snowflake Cloud region, which is built around our multi-clustered shared data architecture. Each Snowflake region scales seamlessly, and there is practically no limit in the size of data or compute power each of our customers can muster. What's more, individual clusters can be spun up and down in seconds, providing each workload a true compute on-demand power only when needed. But we didn't stop there. All Snowflake regions are interconnected, enabling each region to exchange data and metadata with other regions, with high throughput. This enables many global capabilities, such as cross-region and cross-cloud incremental data replication for true business continuity via region failover. The same capability also enables global data sharing. Finally, accounts are no longer silos, as they can be connected globally for a centralized view of an organization, regardless of cloud or region. Offering a single, easy-to-use platform, which is multi-cloud, multi-region, and truly global, is what makes our Data Cloud one single cloud for the world's data. The second differentiator of our Data Cloud is that it allows you to consolidate in a single place your data and your workload. As an integrated system, Snowflake does not require that you deploy multiple tools to manage these different workloads. The result is less complexity, better security, reduced cost, and higher performance compared to the alternative approaches. We initially designed Snowflake to efficiently support large volumes of structured and semi-structured data. By complementing this with unstructured data like text, images, or even videos, our Data Cloud will fully store any type of data in a future release. Supporting a wide range of workload types is critical, and the Data Cloud also delivers on that front. Today, customers run their most critical data warehousing workloads on Snowflake because it's delivered as a complete SQL solution and includes full multi-statement ACID transactions with extremely fast SQL interactivity, which is really a must-have for dashboarding. Data engineers and data scientists are not left behind. Snowflake is also extensively used for data preparation and feature engineering. Snowpark, currently in preview, brings data programmability to the Data Cloud, allowing Java and Scala to run directly inside the Snowflake platform using exactly the same highly efficient execution engine we use for SQL. Snowpark will be extended to support Python in a future release. Finally, product development teams are building the next generation of cloud data-intensive applications, all powered by Snowflake. The third differentiator, which makes the Data Cloud a truly transformative system for any organization, is our data sharing feature, which enables collaboration within and across organizations. In the Data Cloud, data sharing supports live sharing of virtually unlimited amount of data. Imagine being able to share databases exactly like you would share documents with Google Docs. Similarly, Snowflake can enable access to external data sources without copying data or requiring costly ETL. Within your organization, teams can collaborate across departments and business units. Outside your organization, you can collaborate with partners and suppliers in a secure and governed way. And finally, you can collaborate with an entire ecosystem using the Snowflake Data Marketplace. Today, the Data Cloud has hundreds of data listings readily available for use as more and more organizations realize the benefits of data collaboration. We are excited to continue to deliver innovations that support our vision, and I have a number of announcements to share with you today. To discuss those, I would like to welcome Christian Kleiderman to stage.
Hey, Benoit.
Christian.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Hey, what you've done in the last 8 years is amazing. You've redefined the what's possible. You've changed the industry. And what's coming in the next 8 years is even better. It's inspiring to all of us.
Thank you, Christian. Great seeing you.
Good to see you.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you. As you heard from Benoit, Snowflake's unique approach not only has redefined what's possible with data by pioneering the data cloud, but it has given us a strong foundation to continue to build and innovate on. This foundation powers Snowflake's leadership across 6 workloads, with blazing performance, reduced operational complexity, and hardened security. It's what enables us to create a global experience across clouds and regions. And it breaks down silos so organizations can connect to the most relevant data for their business. Today, I'm thrilled to announce how we continue to innovate in 5 key areas: connected industries, global governance, platform optimization, data programmability, and powered by Snowflake. Throughout the announcements today, you'll also hear from a few of our customers about what they've been able to accomplish in each of these areas. And of course, you'll also get to see Snowflake in action. Let's dive in. First, we'll focus on how Snowflake connects you to high-value data sets that increase the data capability of your organization, enhances business outcomes, and leads to better products and services. Today, every Snowflake user can seamlessly and securely access data from across the data cloud. This is powering a variety of new types of data collaboration across each industry as companies can create tighter, more valuable relationships between their business units, partners, and customers. Retailers are sharing granular item and store level point of sale data in near real time with CPG companies. BlackRock is creating the future of the investment management industry with its Aladdin platform, which is powered by Snowflake. And NBC Universal is setting a new industry standard for advertising in a cookieless world. As the data cloud grows in your industry, there will be more and more value that is relevant to you as a Snowflake user. You'll see new data providers, data services, industry solutions, and applications that are powered by Snowflake. For many users, the point of entry to the data cloud is the Snowflake Data Marketplace. There, every Snowflake user can discover and access new data to enrich your insights or machine learning models. The Data Marketplace is how companies of all sizes and industries are accessing data seamlessly and leaving behind old methods of moving files and copying data. And what's incredibly exciting is the growth of what's available in the marketplace. Since you last heard from me in November, and as of April 30th of this year, 2021, we have increased the number of available data sets by 76% and added industry-leading providers. While having a comprehensive marketplace is one piece, it's only as valuable as its usage. We have seen access and sharing of this data increase substantially in the last 6 months. We're always working to reduce friction and simplify the process by which our customers have access to the data they need when they need it. Which is why I'm excited to announce a new integration with ServiceNow to make ServiceNow data available directly in the Snowflake Data Cloud. Using this native integration, customers will be able to work with ServiceNow data in near real time, even for large deployments scaling to billions of rows. This capability will be available in private preview in the coming months. I'm excited to speak with Andy Marcus, Chief Data Officer at AT&T, to talk about how they're realizing their vision for data modernization using the Snowflake Data Cloud and how this new integration will deliver value for his organization. Andy, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking some time to chat with us today. We love that you came to us and said, I need you to help me with ServiceNow data integrated into Snowflake. And maybe that's a great place to start. Why is this native ServiceNow connector so critical for your business?
Hey, Christian, thanks for having me. And I think partnership is absolutely a key to the AT&T and Snowflake relationship. But yeah, we reached out, right? I mean, AT&T, as you know, is implementing ServiceNow as our configuration management database. So in how we're using the CMDB, it's going to manage, all of our relationships between our service offerings and our inventory and our consumers, both business to business and our consumer relationships too. And so all this data, as it's pumped into ServiceNow, it's also foundational, to data work across the enterprise. So we can't have it just be siloed and orphaned within the ServiceNow platform. So as you also know, right, we're in the middle of our data, modernization and transformation efforts. And in that vision that we have for data architecture, Snowflake is our, central data repository, central data platform for consumable data. And so it's essential, that we have a very seamless and efficient process of getting that data from ServiceNow into that Snowflake environment. And that's what we're enabling together. And it has to be seamless because we're going to have so much data there, right? With the scale of AT&T, we'll have billions and billions of those relationship records there. And so to get that data, into Snowflake, we couldn't afford a daisy chain approach, right? Of dumping the data out, processing it, reprocessing it, and even in some cases getting it back to ServiceNow, right? So we needed that seamless integration that the connector's going to provide. And so you guys came to the rescue. Thank you.
We love being able to partner with you and solve needs and overall simplify things for you. You mentioned data modernization and data transformation, which is something that is top of mind for most organizations. Where do you stand on your data modernization effort?
To use a sports analogy, we're still in the first quarter of a 4-quarter game. But we have a lot of it under our belt. And I feel really good about closing the gap. So good that I think we're going to start hopefully moving the end date in a little bit. But what we're doing is we're not just lifting and shifting. We're moving an on-prem, really complex data environment, to the cloud. It's data and AI, and we're looking at technologies that are cloud native, cloud first, elastic, all the things that Snowflake, brings to the table. In this environment, we're really creating a streamlined approach to data and AI. So the tool sets, today, AT&T in this on-prem environment has kind of 1, 2, or 3 of everything, known demand. It will be very streamlined in the cloud, and we'll have a very, efficient environment, that gives us the flexibility that we need. And the Snowflake Data Cloud will be a key part of that toolbox that we use in the cloud.
That's fantastic. And something that impressed me early on when we first talked is you have a very clear data architectural vision. Like you know exactly where you want to end. And maybe you can share a little bit about that and why does Snowflake play such a critical role in that vision?
It's really the connector of that vision. And when I say that, is that we said Snowflake's going to become that central repository, that central platform for consumable data, across the AT&T communications company. And, as Chief Data Officer, right, my core charge is to ensure that we optimize the use of data and the value of data across the company. And so, combining data governance, creating these guardrail and guideposts for how we treat data, and this federated approach that we're really committed to, this federated approach to data across the communications company, it's super key to delivering that vision. And it starts with liberating and democratizing that data across the company. And it's not sustainable to do that by copying data, right? We need something much more fundamental than that. And that's where I believe the Snowflake data sharing and marketplace, capability comes in, because that's going to really enable us to meet that vision of democratizing that data and liberating the data, across our enterprise.
All of this sounds great, and we are very committed, Andy, to help you realize that vision. And thinking of outcomes in the future, what does success look like?
It's that cloud migration is complete, right? Our data is operational in the cloud. It's in Snowflake so that it can be consumed, but it's also enabling this, what I would call a multidimensional hub and spoke model for data sharing. The hubs are those groups, as I mentioned, in this federated environment. The hubs are the groups across the company that originate and curate data. So we have multiple hubs. The Chief Data Office is a big one. It's a big hub, but we have other ones. And the spokes are, the areas that consume the data, right? The parts of the business that are consuming data from the hub, but it's multidimensional because the hub can become a spoke and a spoke can become a hub. But in this, environment, data truly is democratized. And we've also created kind of an abstract layer out of the production system so that we don't have those concerns of kind of interfering with production environments. But we've also, enabled this truly democratized view of data in this federated environment. So this is the vision that we hopefully can achieve in that 2-year roadmap.
Andy, we love the vision, and we are very, very committed to help you realize it as soon as possible, and have all of AT&T benefit from those outcomes and that different reality. Thank you so much for joining us. I definitely look forward to staying in touch and continue to partner with you. Thank you again.
Thanks, Christian. Bye-bye.
There is no shortage of possibilities when your teams can spend their time deriving value from data rather than finding, converting, and moving data. However, there's still more friction and complexity we can remove from the entire process. Very frequently, I hear about the cycle of trying out data, evaluating if it meets my needs, if it will join properly with other data you're analyzing. And related to it, we hear about the process of procuring data and ask ourselves how we can make it simpler, both for consumers as well as data providers. With these needs in mind, we're introducing 2 new capabilities within the marketplace today. First, the ability for Snowflake users to discover and transact with providers to purchase new data directly in the marketplace. Of course, to enable this, we're bringing the capability for data providers to offer a few monetization options, all focused on enabling usage-based business models. And second, to simplify the need for evaluating data prior to committing to a purchase, we're delivering a try-before-you-buy experience with access to sample data and seamless upgrades to the full data set. These capabilities will be available in private preview later this year. And to see what this will look like, let's check in with Eric Dorff and Stephanie Stillman, Senior Product Managers for the Data Marketplace team.
Thanks, Christian. Eric and I are excited to share with you how we plan to evolve the Snowflake Data Marketplace. Soon, we'll enable customers across every industry to evaluate and purchase third-party data faster than ever before. The marketplace provides value to both data consumers and data providers. Eric is going to walk us through how consumers will purchase data on the marketplace, and later, I'll walk through how providers will list and sell data.
Thanks, Stephanie. We'll take a look at how the digital marketing team for our fictitious retailer, Style Me Up, can access data from the marketplace. Style Me Up sells a variety of products within health, beauty, and apparel. Customers can purchase at their brick-and-mortar retail locations as well as online. To help increase sales, they're going to run a digital advertising campaign to acquire customers interested in beauty products. In order to maximize the return on their ad spend, they want to promote products that are in highest demand by their target customers. The marketer logs into Snowflake to see if one of their more than 140 data providers in the data marketplace has data they can use to enrich their analysis and provide additional insight they wouldn't get from leveraging just their internal data alone. In looking through the marketplace for consumer purchase data, they discover a dataset made available by Ibotta. Based on the descriptions and sample query, the Ibotta dataset looks promising. It appears to contain product categories and amounts spent by age, gender, and location, which they can use to assess demand. But the only way for them to really know for sure is to try. Which is why we're introducing the ability to try and validate a sample of the data directly from within Snowflake. This sample data that StyleMeUp just received is a subset of the full paid dataset. So they can now evaluate the data by running a query to confirm the categories of products they sell are represented in the dataset. It looks like beauty and apparel product sales are represented, and this dataset will give them an important signal to improve their promotional campaign. StyleMeUp can now go ahead and purchase the full dataset from Ibotta. Directly within Snowflake, they simply click the Buy button and get immediate access to the full dataset to complete their analysis. There's no need to fill out a contact form or wait to speak to a representative. This removes a lot of friction and waiting from the usual data procurement process. Using the traditional way of purchasing data, this process could take weeks or longer to complete. Being able to self-serve and trial data is such a game changer for data consumers, enabling organizations to evaluate and purchase data in the marketplace faster than ever before. Stephanie, how do these new capabilities benefit providers?
Data providers will be able to offer usage-based pricing models for their datasets, while Snowflake manages the customer invoicing and billing process. To illustrate this, let's continue with the example Eric used. This time, I will show Ibotta's experience as a data provider. When Ibotta created their listing and made their data available for purchase on the Snowflake Data Marketplace, they selected from one of 3 pricing models: usage price only, fixed price only, or fixed plus usage price. This pricing structure is uniquely different from a subscription model. If no queries are run, the data consumer doesn't pay. Let's walk through each option in more detail. The first pricing option is a per query price only. In this model, a consumer will be responsible for paying for each query run against the provider's data. The second option is a fixed price only. With a fixed pricing model, a consumer will be responsible for paying a set price each month where they run at least one query against the data. The final pricing option is a combination of the two, with a fixed base price each month and a small amount for
the customer demographic data. The security admin at StyleMeUp, who's responsible for ensuring our most sensitive data is protected and helps us meet regulatory compliance requirements. The view is ready to be shared. They can then set the right access policy to share it with the data science team. We've walked through how to automatically classify your data, tag it, and protect it using an anonymized view. Deep dive session, what's new, governance.
So that we can manage costs. And we're leveraging some of your new capabilities to see how we can start leveraging no copy data sharing, which is a big deal, right? Moving data around often is a big part of risk that you have to manage. So the fact that we are able to start participating in your data sharing platform also lets us helps us reduce the risk in data sharing as well.
That all sounds great, Viva. I love that you're always at the forefront of technology and data capability. And as a leader in innovation, I can only ask, what's next? What's coming?
We're going to continue to innovate around how we use the building blocks that Snowflake is providing to make sure that we're building our tools to manage our data, manage our workflows, govern our environment really well.
Given that Snowflake is a single product with a unified architecture, performance improvements benefit the broad range of workloads, supporting data engineering, data science, data lakes, data sharing, data applications, and data warehousing. We also continue to leverage the elasticity of the cloud to deliver novel capabilities. Such is the case of the Query Acceleration Service, now in private preview, that we introduced in November. When enabled, this service automatically boosts performance by enlisting additional compute resources during the execution of a query where processing and parallelization would benefit the most. This can result in a 15x performance improvement, again, with no action required by end users executing queries or using BI tools. Our continuous advances on performance and concurrency not only enable our customers to reduce the time to insight, but also unlocks new use cases. As an example, we are rolling out a new set of updates in private preview to better support the interactive experiences necessary for operational dashboards and embedded analytical applications. With these enhancements, for a workload focused on a large number of short requests, we are continuing to push the bounds of concurrency, resulting in up to a 6x improvement on query throughput on a single compute cluster. Additionally, we have seen up to an 8x improvement in an average query duration for those workloads. And probably most important, a significant reduction in tail latency, translating into higher predictability and consistency of response times. We understand these are...
And now when the data science team hits 50% of the quota, I'll receive a notification, and additional queries will be suspended when they hit 90% of the quota. Now, as I review the query history, I can filter for queries that ran on style predictions. When I drill into the history to find the queries that drove the spike, I see the analyst was trying to compare predicted and actual sales for a particular item. This query required a large table scan to find a relatively small number of items. In talking with the StyleMeUp team, I learned that this will be a fairly common operation. This is a great use case for Snowflake's search optimization service, where Snowflake accelerates needle in the haystack queries when the service is enabled on large tables. But I'm not too sure which role the data science team has. I pull up Jordan, who I know is a data scientist, and see that they are an account admin. And with just a few clicks, I've confirmed that the data science team now has the ability to add the search optimization service, and will suggest they do so immediately to drive more efficient use of Snowflake, thus creating savings for our team. That concludes this quick look into a few of the many new experiences we're building to help our customers get the most out of Snowflake. As you can see, these improved experiences, along with enhancements we've made to worksheets and dashboards, will help you easily understand your use of API, available now in public preview. This new API enables Snowflake access through a REST API
to send requests and retrieve results without the need for client-side drivers. Whether it is running a SQL statement or a store procedure, this new API supports a variety of use cases, like embedding calls within an external application, pipeline orchestrators, or constrained runtime environments. For our customers, data programmability is at the heart of running pipelines, transforming data and extracting value from data. Our platform not only delivers performance and lower costs, but can also provide expressive power and ease of use for the most demanding and complex jobs. Let's hear from Stephen Henson-Tyers, Senior Data Visualization and Automation Manager at Sainsbury's, to learn more about how Snowflake is changing how the
capability and innovation in our area, and it's a great platform to start building more and more use cases from this data, because it releases the amount of time it takes to process a lot of this information. On the substitution piece, for example, the running of that model historically took absolutely ages. Now it runs in 2 minutes on a 2XL warehouse. So the scale and size of it is phenomenal, which you would not get through pre-thought out and pre-built on-prem platform.
That is amazing to hear, and I like the use of your words on relooking, rethinking, reimagining, because that's what we like to enable for organizations. We talked about the data scientist view, but now what happens on how your team is perceived, the people that are consuming your services?
So I look after a brilliant data visualization team, which Snowflake is underpinning our technology. So we're utilizing BI tools on top of Snowflake to help visualize to our end users. And what Snowflake does with the increased capability of querying quicker, multiple warehousing, and not worrying about processing time and impact like that, and actually look at live querying options. So that will enable kind of like quicker and faster development, but also enable self-service analysis.
We want you to have access to the richness and power of Snowflake, independent of your preference on programming language and programming model. A common question we hear on the topic of programming languages is about SQL-based scripting. And for those of you more comfortable with SQL, Snowflake scripting is currently in private preview and will soon be broadly available in public preview, allowing you to create functions and store procedures in a SQL-based language. Many of you will find the language constructs familiar, enabling skill reuse and helpful in accelerating migrations. Speaking of language choice, last year we talked about our effort to support Scala and Java as a natively integrated programming language. We have now started rolling out Java user-defined functions to an increasing number of customers and partners, and are working towards a broad public preview. This extends Snowflake for you to bring in your own business logic or a variety of third-party capabilities, including rich libraries for data cleansing, data enrichment, and pre-trained machine learning models, for example. One such library with rich capabilities is Snowpark, introduced in November of last year. Using Snowpark, you can program through familiar constructs like the data frame and have it execute directly against Snowflake's processing engine, leveraging all its performance and scalability characteristics. Snowpark is also in the process of rolling out to customers and partners for Java, and we plan to expand language support to Python in the future. Our extensibility work has 2 main paths to deliver benefits for our customers. One is where our customers directly extend Snowflake, and the other one is through our partner ecosystem. And no platform has maximum impact without a rich set of solutions that provide additional value and solutions for customers. As part of this, we have been working with our partner ecosystem to bring some of their incredible innovations to you, and we're excited by the breadth of solutions ranging from data science to data integration to business intelligence to security and beyond. But rather than listing them here, I like to have our partners tell you for themselves.
We'll see how Snowpark's ability to compose and reuse code makes it easy to build complex data transformations, leverage existing functions. It provides the closest store for each zip code. We just need to join. Now we can run our pipeline and see that we should have enough data to fill in our template. Note that we're not only showing our final result, but also the intermediate steps. We can remove these shows if we wish, but it's really convenient to see these intermediate results while we're building and debugging our pipeline. And Snowpark makes this easy. Now that we have our data, we can pass them to our templater, run the pipeline, and see the result. To complete the pipeline, I just need to send the emails. We've already built a simple external function that can send emails. All I need to do is wire this up. I add in the call, provide the address, a catchy subject line, and the templated body. Now we just run this, and the emails are on the way. Let's take a moment to consider what we've done. We were able to reuse some very generic templating code to do data-driven generation of email bodies. Snowpark made it easy to write the original implementation, and even easier to reuse it in our pipeline. Moreover, because it's Snowpark code, all of the work it does is performed in the Snowflake engine. We were able to test our email generation right in line with some sample data. And it was trivial to swap in real data once we had the template right. We were able to reuse existing tables and models that were deployed into Snowflake, and the ability to see each step of the flow made it easy to test the entire pipeline. Finally, using external functions, we were able to send the emails right from our pipeline, so we were able to complete our task.
Where our customers were asking for an order of magnitude increase in scale, in sophistication of resources to validate that we can actually stand behind the services that we're providing and make the technology
more timely insights and to build better products and services. Not only do we continue to advance in terms of capabilities and price performance, but we do so while ensuring the governance of data and simplifying the programmability of data. We also continue to work towards simplifying access to data and data services that can augment and complement your own. This is the Data Cloud. I very much look forward to